Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we're going to talk about the new software updates available for the Porsche Taycan. And this is for the 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 model year. So new cars, 2023 models that are going to be produced from this month, July of 2022, will have these updates from factory. So we're going to talk about all the new stuff with the updates, and it's pretty, impressive actually, and comprehensive. So that's what we're going to touch upon in today's video. If you're new here, my name is Chris. I have this channel dedicated to EVs. I do range tests, charging tests, and reviews. And I also, do the ownership experience like this car, which is my own personal Taycan Cross Turismo that I bought back in February, giving you guys, the ownership experience. So if you like EV contents, if you like Porsche Taycans, please go ahead and click that like button down below. And also, if you enjoy, these types of videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. Thank you very much. As I said in the intro, this is a software update and it applies to the 2020 model year, 2021 model year, and 2022 model year. So if you have a car registered in 2019, that's going to be a 2020 model year. And you'll have to visit the dealership or the workshop to have this installed. And according to Porsche, it's going to take about a day, so a whole day, for them to install this. So this is not an OTA, but this software update is going to improve, available OTAs in the future. But as it sits now, this is a major update, going to take a day, and they're going to have to connect their computer and then do the, update from the dealership. And also, if you have a 2023 model on order, like I do, I'm going to take delivery of that car in December or November later this year. That car is going to be produced next month, so August or maybe September. That car will have these updates from factory. So if you have a car, in order now, you don't know when it's going to be produced, check out, I think you can check your app, your Porsche, my Porsche app, or you can, check with your dealership to see if you're going to have this update from factory. But as I said in the press release, cars produced from July of 2022 will have these updates from factory. So first off, we have an update to the PCM, the Porsche Infotainment System, where they're now going to color code some of the icons, making it easier to operate, making it more legible, especially on the move. So that is a very nice and welcome, addition and update. And also, they're going to enable wireless wireless Android Auto for the first time. We do have wireless Apple CarPlay, but wireless Android Auto. So for Samsung users, Android users, that is a very, very welcome thing. And also, the car is going to have native Spotify built into the infotainment system, which is really, really cool. And it's kind of interesting that they don't have this in 2022 yet, because I had that in 2016 or 2017 in my first Volvo XC90. Yeah, a really, really long time ago. But in that car, I loved it. It's easy to use. But the best thing is that you're going to get, uncompromised audio quality. Of course, if you have your iPhone connected like me, you're going to have Apple CarPlay. You're probably going to have almost lossless audio. But if you use Bluetooth, because sometimes the Apple CarPlay does not work, it, reverts to just Bluetooth, you don't have the same audio quality. So having that built in eliminates, your Apple CarPlay not working, either if it's the infotainment system faults or if it's your phone faults. And so some days this car just has bad days when it comes to that, or it may be my phone. But that's going to be eliminated, so that is a very nice welcome. The biggest thing for most people may be the increased range. So this being the 4 Cross Turismo has a WLTP rated range of 476 kilometers. All cars, independent of which one, is going to have an increase of 50 kilometers of range according to the WLTP, and that is a very, very nice welcome. Puts this car at a new WLTP rated range of 526 kilometers, and that is really, really nice and a welcome thing. How that plays out in the real world, well, I'm going to do a motorway range test with this car next week before the update, and then I'm going to do one later this year after I get the update in this car to see is there any difference, because 50 kilometers should be a huge difference. And what is interesting is that they're going to have increased efficiency in range mode and also in normal mode. So range mode in this car is, the most efficient mode. It lowers the car down to its lowest setting on the air suspension. and then it decouples the rear motor. That is correct, guys. It decouples the rear motor, making this car front wheel drive. That is how range mode has worked in this car since it came out, and also in the Audi e-tron GT, which is the Audi model on the same platform, and is a car I had prior to this car. But now they're going to do a 180 because they're going to decouple the front motor instead, making this car rear wheel drive. And that's not only going to happen in range mode, but also in normal mode. So that is very, very interesting. I like to drive this car around in range mode because it has a nicer stance, especially on these 21-inch wheels, but the ride is a little bit more choppy. Sometimes I just keep it in normal mode because you get the best ride. So that's really nice that you can have that, increased efficiency in both range mode and in normal mode. Another welcome feature is improved charging. So this car has a peak charging speed of 270 kilowatts, and it also has preconditioning or preheating of the battery if you navigate to a charger that is 175 kilowatts or faster through the navigation system. So you have to find the charger. It has to say the charger speed on the navigation system, and if it is 175 kilowatts or more, it will preheat the battery. One of the lovely things I love about this car is here in the in the cluster, I can't speak today, is the battery temperature. So outside temperature is now 25 degrees ambient, and the battery temperature is 30 degrees. If it was 20 degrees or maybe 15 degrees, that battery would have been like 20 degrees Celsius. So a bit cold, because this car, to have the optimal charging speed, has to be at 32 degrees Celsius. And if I navigate to a charger and I was at 20, it would have amped up or pumped up that battery temperature. But again, you have to be navigated to a charger. That is very, very important. But what I found is that in winter in this car is that it takes a little bit time to come up to that temperature. So I also drive a Polestar 2, and that car just heats up the battery so rapidly without a temperature gauge. This is a bit sensitive, so that's what they're going to improve. They're going to improve charging speeds at lower battery temperatures, as they said in that press release, and also they're going to improve the battery heating in colder climates. So you're going to be able to achieve that maximum charging speed or higher charging speed, less sensitive to the outside temperature, and that is a very, very welcome thing. And also, they're not going to increase the top speed of charging, which is 270 kilowatts, but what they've said is that they're going to increase some of the maximum speed in the charging range, because this car peaks at 270 from maybe like 10-15% to maybe 45-50%, and then it tapers off. That taper off thing is going to be less, so that is really, really interesting. So those were the huge updates that I found interesting, and I think most people are going to find interesting. There are a few other small updates, like an update to the park assist that parks the car automatically, making it able to park cars in smaller spaces. I've never used that for any of the cars I've owned, but I did a video on my XC90 like back in 2016 just to test it out. But I like parking it manually with the sensors and camera. I think that is easy enough. And also you have something called functions on demand, which is also something I had with my two previous Audis, where you could buy some of the functions over the air via the app, like the Matrix LED headlights. I ordered that. I bought that, a trial with my Audi e-tron 55. So things like that is going to be available, keyless entry, and more stuff. So there's going to be more focus on functions on demand. Is that a positive? Is that a negative? Well, in my opinion, I think it is a bit of a scam, because car manufacturers are installing the hardware, and then you have to, if you don't order the car, you don't have access to it, but the hardware is still here. So I'm kind of, split on that, because I do think that is kind of a, kind of a scam. Like, you can order this car without heated seats, and then you can have functions on demand bought via the app. It's nice if you buy a second-hand car. I do admit that. Like, this car has Porsche InnoDrive, which is, the auto steer with, some of the automatic, assistance of braking, due to speed and cornering via the navigation system. I don't use that feature at all. I only like the auto steer. But if I bought this car with normal adaptive cruise control, you could update to auto steer via the app. So it is nice in a sense, but again, I'm a bit split on this. Let me know what you guys think down below about functions on demand. Do you think it is a scam or not a scam? Manufacturers including the hardware but not giving you access to it. You have to buy that as a subscription, or you have to, you know, just purchase it outright. Do you think that's a scam or not? Again, I'm a little bit split. Some functions I do think it's a scam, but other functions, strangely enough, I'm okay with. So yeah, and also let me know what you think about the updates for the Porsche Taycan. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.